today they don't deserve it anyway, so they need to still to raise their level. I don't care. Like Supa had really good spots to carry games and snowball, and he threw the lead. And Mirwin also in the first game and in the third game he played terrible. So they need to wake up.
Melzhet, thank you for joining me in this interview today. Unfortunately, not the best start to the season, I can imagine. I guess, first of all, I would just like to hear your thoughts about how this match went, especially game 3, because it was very all over the place, right?
Yeah, I think we didn't play well our champions. We need to improve a lot. I think at some point we need to wake up, and I hope it's as soon as possible. If not, we are not going to perform as we expect.
Yeah. What do you think was the issue coming into today? It felt like a lot of the players were not playing on the same page and everything. Almost felt like a lack of concentration. I don't know if I would say like seriousness or anything. Obviously, you would know better, right? So, how is everything?
I mean, I still need to ask them personally. To me, they just didn't play well. They are bad League of Legends players right now, and they need to improve. So
yeah,
that's it.
How was the practice leading up to the match and the start of the LEC as well?
We were taking practice more serious, and still there is some days that we are doing things better, and some days that we are still doing really bad. So today probably is one of those days that we are not playing correctly. Like we are really out of coordination. We don't know where to fight. We also have leads and we throw it. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember after the finals in winter, you said yourself in the post match that training was the real problem. At the time, you said
Yep.
you didn't know how to fix it. You couldn't do it alone as well. I know that Yo-Yo afterwards also echoed that. He said this as well in the interview with the team that he felt that improving the trainings was the main thing that should be a goal for spring in particular. So, first of all, can you talk to me exactly what was going on with the trainings? Like, what was wrong with them, and is it still the case?
Yeah, we don't play for anything. We just play for odd plays or 1v1s, 2v2s. We are not focusing on learning how to play the map correctly. We also don't coordinate at all with the jungler. Also, mid game we play really bad with the silence. We're not in the same page in the end. And I think that comes from a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of mistakes that are being a problem over and over, and we are not fixing.
You said specifically like you didn't know how to fix it at the time and you couldn't do it alone. How much is it like player attitude versus like what you can do as a coach and everything as well?
I mean, I will try everything in my hand to make sure that things are going better. I think things are going better, but at this pace is not enough. They need to step up. Like the players, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like they have a lot of control and over the situation. They just need to use it.
Yeah. I wanted to talk especially as well about playing solo queue as well. I know last year it was a big topic. This year, I guess, wasn't discussed this much, but I noticed in the interviews that were done with the team and everything, sometimes the players were like joking about Jojo Pure not playing solo queue, for example. I mean, obviously today he had a really good performance, I would say, especially, I mean, in game 3, it was seen like, for example, but is this something like you are monitoring yourself as well? Is this something you think is needed to be changed, or is it a bit overplayed, the entire solo queue thing?
I think it's not important if you don't need it. Like as long as you can play the champions that you need to play, as long as your mechanics are good, solo queue is not important. But of course, if you're not having those qualities and you need to improve on those, then solo queue is important. It's as simple as that. And each player is responsible of that job. Like I'm not their father, and I don't need to go behind them to play solo queue. Like I can queue for them.
Yeah, of course. Aside from this, I wanted to talk to you as well a bit about expectations going into spring. I mean, obviously winter didn't end as you expected it to probably, but it was still a pretty close match against KC in the Royal Rockets. Still, what are overall like your expectations for the level that MKOI should be reaching for? Do you think it's very like fully possible that you do run the same way as you did in 2025 in spring as well?
Yeah, it's fully possible, but that didn't happen. Being lazy, so or not doing things properly, and now I think it's very possible, but we need to. We are not doing it right now, so we need to. We still have a lot of time, of course,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of time. But at the same time, we should be level up our gameplay and be able to fight versus the better teams on the league. And I think right now we are not there.
Yeah. When you're saying this, do you think that the current MKOI is lazy in some ways?
I think the players are not lazy. I mean, I think lazy probably is not the best word. Like, I think they are too reactive. You know, like they need to get some spanks all the time, like to do things instead of doing things
Right.
from the beginning.
Right. Have you seen some positive trajectories with some of the players? I guess especially targeting like Merwin and Supa overall over the start of 2026, because obviously they're the two players that are like their future is a bit more in the balance, right? We don't necessarily know what's going to happen at the end of the year. So how has it been with them in particular?
So today they don't deserve it anyway. So they need to still to raise their level. I don't care. Like Supa had really good spots to carry games and snowball, and he threw the lead. And Mirwin also in the first game and in the third game he played terrible. So they need to wake up.
Yeah. Do you think they've still like progressed over 2026 so far
Yes,
compared?
yes. Of course, they are going to progress. Like every player is going to progress. Like the thing is, are you going to progress enough or no? Like we are not aiming low. We want to like and for one part you are happy. Like G2 did really well international. For other part, like you will wish that that was you. And I think we are not at that level right now, so we need to reach.
Yeah. Aside from this, it was announced this week, I believe, that Alvaro is resigning as well, right, with MKOI.
Yep.
I wanted to ask, does this change anything for you as well, or for you is it like kind of an afterthought and it's more like an org thing, and for you it's just like another day in the office, pretty much?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not overthinking. Like even though if he's renew, if he's not performing, we can do the change anyway. I think it's really good that a good player like that has a lot of potential continue with us. But anyway, today he didn't perform that well, so I hope also that he keeps working.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a bit hard to ask this after loss today, but one thing I noticed is that there seems to be a lot of focus on G2 and KC, especially like, for example, in the LEC trailers and everything. And
Hmm.
in a way, it almost feels like disrespect towards MKOI because there's barely any attention being put on the team as well. Is
Hmm.
this something that you felt in the team overall, that like people seem to be almost, I guess, not expecting you right now, like to the full extent that you can show?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is a common thing that I already experienced my whole career here. So I don't bother. I don't bother at all. Like I don't care. Like if people is expecting or not expecting, it's on us and in the org. Like internally, like what I care about, and I think the org believes that we can do it way better than we are doing. So we should match those expectations.
Yeah. Obviously, still G2 is a team that like will be regarded quite highly, especially after what they did at the first 10. I wanted to ask you, as a coach as well, when you're watching tournaments like this and seeing other teams play, is there anything you can learn from them as well, or is it a bit difficult to like take concrete lessons from it as an external figure, right?
No, I think you can learn a lot of what they were doing. I think the way G2 is playing is really confident, and you can see how the things that they were doing here they translated international when they were confident. I think after the first series into BLG, they saw a way better gameplay, and they were doing also great in scrims, looks like. And also, of course, you can learn from those great teams that are playing there. So literally, those tournaments are the best ones to learn and improve. So we need to be there. It's mandatory.
Yeah. Is there anything special from what you saw at first hand that you would like to apply to MCO in like the near future, for example?
A lot of things, but first of all is having a winning condition and play around it. That will be the first step. Second is being more decisive when we are where and when we are fighting, and with those two things, that will make already a massive improve.
Yeah. All right. So we are nearing the end of the interview. You are going to be facing Fnatic tomorrow, right? So is there any special thoughts ahead of this match as well?
No, like to me, it doesn't matter the who we have in front. I'm more worried about what we are doing in terms of gameplay than who we are facing. I don't think there is not a team that we cannot beat, but also we are a team that sometimes we don't play like we should. So yeah, I'm more worried about what we do.
All right. Is there any last words you would like to say to the MKOI fan to try and reassure them to make sure that MKOI can be more consistent and they can be excited as well for the next matches?
Yeah, this is the beginning. We are keep working. Now I'm going to have a talk with them, and I hope that tomorrow we show a different face.
All right, perfect. Well, Melzhet, thank you so much for taking the time
Thank
to
you.
talk to. And
Thank you.
have a good night. Good luck tomorrow.
Good
And see you
night.
soon.